Hey, everybody, and welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
And the Lord of Puppies is joining me as well. Say hello, SDA.
Hi.
And I'm your host, the Lord of Pain, the Ranting Monkey. And how are you guys tonight?
I'm good. I had a really good day today.
Cool. Scribbles?
I'm doing well. I made myself laugh at work today writing ads and had my coworker ask me what's so funny, and I said, I guess I am.
Nice.
We'll see if that holds true later on.
For those of you who didn't pay attention to the channel or the video description, we will get to the title of this. We're going to keep our normal format. So if you're interested in the tips on how to grow and going over the demonetization thing, that'll happen in about an hour, about 10 p.m. Eastern time. Did we have anything else we wanted to go over before we jump into news?
I don't.
Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies. Hit that like button if you have not already, and share our stuff. You are our best algorithm, our viewers
indeed.
and our fans. Yes.
And you know what? Real quick, that doesn't just go for us. Any content you enjoy, please make sure you share it, because that helps your creators more than you know, especially now. So
and especially the small creators. I mean, you know, a couple extra views when you're only getting like 500 views is a big deal.
Oh yeah, it is. So I really want to try to stay on time today because I really want to get into that subject. So how about we start with the news?
Sure. Okay. So I usually avoid the Russia investigation stuff because it's all bullshit, really, or just nonsense. But this one kind of touches on executive power, maybe. So I wanted to at least cover this one because this is the big talk today.
Okay.
So Steve Bannon, former chief strategist, I think, or whatever he was at the White House. Bannon's Hill appearance reveals White House effort to restrict testimony. The White House is working behind the scenes to limit the testimony to congressional investigations into Russia meddling in the 2016 election, according to multiple sources. And I'm putting quotation marks there myself because this is CNN. The attempts to curtail testimony to congressional investigators became clear this week when former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon appeared before the House Intelligence Committee and infuriated both sides of the aisle by refusing to answer questions about his work during the presidential transition and in the White House. At some points during Bannon's 6 hours of closed-door testimony, his attorney took breaks to confer via telephone with the White House's counsel office to clarify what questions could be answered and came back with the same guidance. Bannon could not discuss any activities related to the transition or his tenure in the White House. Quote, all shots were called by the White House, unquote, says one source familiar with the proceedings. Publicly, White House officials and President Donald Trump's personal lawyers have touted the administration's willingness to cooperate with the ongoing probes. Quote, we've been fully cooperative with the ongoing investigations and we're going to continue to do so, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders told reporters in Wednesday's press briefing. But when it comes to the congressional investigations, the White House counsel's office is instructing some witnesses to limit their testimony, testing the extent of executive privilege by refusing to discuss any activity that occurred after the 2016 election. The White House claims that while Congress is entitled to ask any questions it wants, privilege can be waived only by the president. They argue that, in this case, the transition is covered by privilege while the campaign is not. So that's the main thrust of the article.
Yeah, and this is no different than what Clinton did. We'll see this a lot. Anytime the Congress has people from the administration in front of them like this, you'll see presidents argue privilege. So I understand why people be like, why is this happening? It always does. This is what happens.
Oh, you had a super chat from Point Curation before the stream started.
I did, and I did see that, and I forgot about it. I'm so sorry, Point, and it's no longer on my chat, so I got to go to my screen to get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's constant fighting going on between Congress and the president over what they do and don't have to share. So.
Let's see. Yes, I only bring that up because that was the big thing about executive privilege and the continuing cover-up scenario.
Thank you, Point Curation, for the donation. Regarding title, Monkey See, Monkey Do. You do a constantly good job and put out good pieces. Thank you so much. I try.
Monkey is a good piece. It's true.
I am. Just ask my wife. She'll tell you.
Yeah, so first off, not a whole lot happened today that I know of. There's only a couple of stories that jumped out at me, but the headline to this one in relation to a story we covered the last day or so kind of struck me because it's in regards to the family that had all their kids chained up for some period of time. And the headline is aunts, plural, of 13 captive children reveal years of secrecy and concerns.
Well, then why didn't they say something or do something?
Exactly. That was my immediate reaction. So I'm curious, I haven't read this yet, to see what exactly they said in response to this. For decades, Elizabeth Flores begged to see her nieces and nephews. Even Skype would do. But her sister and brother-in-law, Louise and David Turpin, kept such a secret life that they wouldn't let her in. Quote, when that happens for 20 years, and it was before the kids were even there, you don't think it's abnormal, Flores told ABC's Good Morning America. If it had been like 2 years ago and she cut us off, then we might think, wow, something's not right. But this has been going on before they even had children. They were real private and they didn't come around much. The world now knows some of what was happening inside the Turpins' 4-bedroom house. Their 13 children were held captive, with some shackled and chained with padlocks. Now the children are free and the parents are in custody. The Turpins face charges of torture and child endangerment. Bail was set at $9 million each. It was not immediately clear whether they have hired an attorney. Flores says she was never really comfortable with her brother-in-law. Back when she was in college, Flores lived with the Turpins for a few months. At that time, the couple had a few children. Excuse me. Lose my voice tonight. Quote, I thought they were really strict, but I didn't see any abuse, she told the GMA. But something very disturbing did happen. Turpin used to watch Flores shower, she said. Quote, if I went to get in the shower, he would come in while I was in there and watch me. It was like a joke. He never touched me or anything. But she said she never told anyone about the shower stalking. Quote, I was young, I was scared, I was in Texas where I knew nobody, she said. I was treated like one of the kids, kind of, so I had rules. Well, now that I'm an adult and look back, I see things that I didn't see then. Okay.
Alrighty.
So, yeah, and you never called the cops or anything, child services, anything. Okay.
Alrighty, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought...
Well, I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, on what basis would you call child services?
Yeah, I can see that. If it were me, I would be a little, if you cared that much about seeing them and they're obviously over the age of 20 now, I would at least try to go see them. With family matters, it's always difficult. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I guess I'm having like a little bit of a hard time being super judgy about it because, I mean,
well,
hold on, just everybody has like a family member that's maybe side of kind of nuts. And I think sometimes you're just like, well, I mean, I don't know, like it's just the crazy bitch. Who knows why she does what she does? I'm like, it's easy to kind of write it off, I guess.
Well, I think from the headline, it made it sound like she was more privy to information than it turns out the story gave us. The story just gives us she couldn't talk to him, which, yeah, that's not a reason to call Child Protective Services. But when you have the I'm more worried about he used to watch me shower.
Yeah,
like that's super weird. It totally is. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I don't think I'd ever go anywhere near him again. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say what you would do, I guess, because it's also a little bit harder, I think, for people to pick up on the signs of abuse and stuff like that when it's somebody that you're like related to.
I'm still stuck on him watching her shower, though.
Yeah, no, that's fucking weird. It's just, I don't know. Like, if he's not watching the kids shower, though, I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I've never been in a situation where somebody has watched me fucking shower, so I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what you do.
Okay, but what do we have next? Or did you have more to say there, Scribbles?
No, I'm hopefully not losing my voice, because that would be a really bad thing to do on a talk show. Excuse me. The only other thing I had was there's the threat of a government shutdown this week. And there was a breakdown on the AP about what that actually means. And because we've talked before, like the government doesn't just shut down, doesn't like nothing happens. So
yeah, there's not much that changes.
No, but I was curious as to what does happen. So let's see. Here they have a bullet point sort of list. So who works and who doesn't? In the case of a shutdown, fewer than half of the 2 million civil federal workers subject to it would be forced off the job if the Trump administration follows the rules followed by previous presidents Ronald Reagan, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama. That's not counting about 500,000 Postal Service employees or 1.3 million uniformed military personnel who would be exempt. The rules for who works and who doesn't date back to the early 1980s and haven't been significantly modified since. Okay. Do federal workers get paid? While they can be kept on the job, federal workers can't get paid for days worked during a lapse in funding. In the past, however, they have been repaid retroactively, even if they were ordered to stay home. So it means nothing. Okay. Let's see. How many workers were affected in past shutdowns? Under a precedent-setting memorandum by Reagan budget chief David Stockman, federal workers are exempted from furloughs if their jobs are national security related or if they perform essential activities that, quote, protect life and property, unquote. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Ultimately, it doesn't. Yeah, they talk about this like it's the end of the... I mean, I was just listening to the... And I know it's an old thing to do, I've been told, but I listened to the radio just before the show. And the
nerd.
Yeah, and the report...
What I'm supposed to say?
That's
Sorry.
that was what I was expecting.
Okay.
But the big national news came up for the top of the hour, and they were talking about like government shutdown, and I was like, does it actually do anything? It doesn't sound like much of a threat, and it really
doesn't really shut down anything.
No, it
I
doesn't.
mean, like, it's like yes and no. The most important functions of the government do not shut down. It's more like a weird budget freeze because the children can't stop arguing.
I've just always found it odd that after these government shutdowns, where literally nothing happens, you never read of some horrible, tragic event that happened because the government shut down.
Well, because not enough of it shut down for anything to really be affected.
We've never seen that and then been like, you know what? If we can shut this shit down without this stuff happening, why don't we?
Yeah.
Because to me, that's if you can cut stuff from your budget, because there is a little bit that gets cut. And if you can do that without any repercussions, fucking do it. This is not your money, people. Anyhow.
Well, that is a good point. I mean, and, you know, government shutdowns, for one thing, are usually very brief. And, you know, for another, they don't really impact anything. I mean, the government shuts down, everybody's going to freak out, but it's going to be like, all right, what changed? Nothing? Okay.
Yeah.
Glad we had this talk.
Yeah. It's really actually silly. I remember the first one that I was alive and paid attention to politics for, and it's like, we should just cut all that shit if we can turn it off.
I remember that too. I forget how old I was, but it was like a big one that was shut down it was when Obama was still in office. But it was a big one that had us shut down, I think, for like a week, maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I was still in high school when it happened as well. But, you know, I remember everybody just, you know, it was a huge deal. The government's going to shut down. Oh, my God. And then, like, it happened and the world kept spinning and nobody gave a fuck. And I'm like, okay, if it hadn't been covered on the news and if you hadn't been panicking about it, would you have even noticed? And if the answer is no, maybe it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if the government stopped governmenting, like, legitimately, I'm pretty sure we'd fucking notice. You know? I don't know. Sorry, I'm done.
Well, that's all the news I had. Monkey, did you say you had a story?
I have a couple of stories. I can't believe you missed the big one.
Well, I don't know what the big one is because I'm so small.
Detroit came under attack from North Korea yesterday.
What?
Oh no, wait. It was just a meteor.
Oh.
A meteor landed
Oh yeah,
about,
that's right. It was so pretty. I saw that this morning on the news.
yeah, caused a magnitude 2.0 earthquake and lit up the night sky and freaked everyone out.
Ooh.
Meteors are
I did think it
cool.
was funny that this happened right after the false alarm in Hawaii.
And then like right after the next false alarm in Japan.
Yeah, in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we're under attack. But nope, just turns out it's the aliens.
Yeah.
There's not a lot more to say on it other than if you haven't seen the video, definitely go check it out because it is pretty. There's several videos
of
that people took.
Got a super
I mean,
chat.
it lit up the sky. It looked like daytime for
it was really cool. It really was cool. Oh, we got snow, and we're in Georgia, so we don't get snow.
And here's SDA with the weather.
Yeah, and my yard was like pretty as fuck. I mean, like my yard's really pretty anyway, but covered in snow, it's like pretty AF. I'm gonna send Monkey and Scribe a picture so they can agree with me.
I hate snow. My yard is covered with snow for about 6 months out of the year. Hello. Thank you, Kagam Mendoa. I missed a nipple stream, and I'm now way whatsoever. And I'm in no way salty whatsoever about it.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
Oh, I said like 4 times you got a super chat, and you kept talking. I was like, hello? That was weird.
I only heard it one time.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I hope my internet's not dropping out again.
Okay, I sent you guys pictures of our yard this morning. It was super pretty.
Now, much more interesting. Donald Trump has come out with the fake news awards.
What?
Have you guys not heard about this?
I didn't hear about this. Why did I not hear about this?
He's been hyping it for weeks now. And yeah, I don't know if it's technically him. It's on, what was it, on GOP.com? I can't remember. It was so popular it actually crashed their site.
That's funny.
If only he'd announced the Gorilla Channel.
Unfortunately, that didn't make the cut. I'm reading this from screenshots somebody shared on Twitter. So, number 1 fake news story of the year. The New York Times, Paul Krugman claimed on the day President Trump's historic landslide victory.
His landmine victory. Oh yeah.
Recover. And yeah, the economy's been doing pretty good. ABC, this is number 2. ABC News' Brian Ross chokes and sends markets in a downward spiral with false report.
Mm-hmm.
That was when he made a report about Trump and Russia was supposed to be, firm evidence. Let's see. Number 3, CNN. There's a lot of CNNs on here, by the way. CNN reportedly reports that candidate Donald Trump and his son had access to hacked documents from WikiLeaks. We covered that one not too long ago. Number 4, Time falsely reports that President Trump removed the bust of Martin Luther King Jr. from the Oval Office, which did not happen.
You mean the report didn't happen?
No,
okay.
He didn't actually remove the bust.
Yeah, somebody was like standing in front of it.
Well, there's a picture of him with his hand on it. Yeah. Number 5, the Washington Post falsely reports that the president's massively sold out rally in Pensacola, Florida was empty. He enjoys that one, just bragging about how he sold stuff out. Let's see, CNN. We have another CNN falsely edited video to make it appear that President Trump defiantly overfed fish during a visit with Japanese Prime Minister. It was actually the Japanese Prime Minister who led the way on feeding the fish there. Wait, did we miss? Yeah, there's one missing from this list. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. CNN falsely reported about Anthony Scaramucci meeting with a Russian, but retracted it due to significant breakdown process. That was the one where 3 reporters ended up not fired. They resigned. Number 8 was from Newsweek. Falsely reported that Polish First Lady Agata Kornhauser-Duda did not shake President Trump's hand, and there's actually a picture of them shaking hands. Another CNN, number 9, falsely reported that former FBI Director James Comey would dispute President Trump's claim that he was told he is not under investigation. And finally, number 10, the New York Times falsely claimed on the front page that the Trump administration had hidden a climate report. So there you go. Those are the fake news stories, according to the top fake news stories, according to the GOP and President Trump. And sorry about the super chats, guys. I was on another screen, so let me get those real quick. Snubber, people are now saying, oh, thank you, Snubber. People are now saying Obama's past is the reason for the economy rise. Obama didn't know the way. Mashishu, true queen. SDA, fake queen. Spit on fake queen.
I don't appreciate that.
That meme is dead, y'all. You don't know the way. The meme is dead. New Fate 26, thank you. I hate it when my employees decide to fuck off and not let anyone know they won't be coming in. Also, when is the next nipple stream? I don't know. Lady Monkey is asleep tonight, so it definitely won't be tonight, is as much as I can say. If we do it, it'll probably be on Saturdays because she has work on Thursday morning. So as for the economy rise thing, you run into this argument with every presidency. Any good that's going on now, one side will claim because it's what's happening now, and the other side will claim, no, it was the policies of the last guy. And we see this all the time. So take it for what it's worth. Those are the only stories I had. I was worried about the North Korean invasion, and then I saw the top 10 fake news stories, and that made me laugh. So had to cover those as well. Scribbles, are you with us?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Should we head on to MSS News real quick? Get a few of those in.
Sure. Guys, if you've got news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSS News. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but we'll definitely take a look at as many as we can. And our first one comes from Sylvanus Dark Angel with a piece of news I didn't know was going on. Amazon may be mulling a rival to YouTube.
Oh.
Now, this story's a couple weeks old, but I hadn't heard it before. So is Amazon considering creating a rival to YouTube? Given a spat that's happening with the website's corporate parent Alphabet, it just might be. And some recent trademark filings from Amazon are heightening speculation that Amazon could dive into yet another industry. Earlier this month, the e-commerce and streaming video giant filed for trademarks with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for the terms Amazon Tube and OpenTube that describe a service that bears a strong resemblance to YouTube. The December 5th Amazon Tube and
OpenTube sounds more like a rival. I said OpenTube sounds more like a rival for Pornhub.
It sounds more like some kind of like anal condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even Amazon Tube is just like.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah,
yeah no, it's like, nah. I don't know about that.
Or, I mean, given how cheese those names are, it could be just, I mean, it's not like Amazon's wanting for money. They could have filed those things just to scare the shit out of YouTube.
That's true, too. Yeah.
It's like, hey, guys, guess what? You're gonna have to, and then send them into a tizzy thinking about what they're going to do next if Amazon decides to do that. Let's see. Do they say anything else? No, all it is just they talk about YouTube's numbers and the potential of Amazon doing such a thing. And basically the only news that happened is they filed for patent copyrights. And
well, if anybody could compete with YouTube, it would be something from Amazon. They have the money to eat the loss.
Yeah. What is this? Okay, so a couple people have sent this. Jack Cochran and Scribe always gets my name wrong. I love saying that. I'm not quite sure I understand the title, but we'll go with it. District pays teen $800,000 for refusing to let her sleep with boys.
Mash, okay. You did your super chat on the wrong channel.
Mash? Well, Monkey, I guess you're going to have to do an ad.
I can't do ads. Ad for a movie. Thank you for the donation. Ad for a movie where the mighty Ugandan Knuckles tribe encounters the nation of Kekistan and the epic battle that ensues when each tries to prove that they are the ones that truly know the way.
That might be as far as the ad goes. I'll take it under consideration, Mash.
Write it down. I'll donate to you.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'll pass the donation on.
No. You're fine. You're fine. Mash isn't exactly an unknown quantity. It's probably just an honest mistake. I'll put it in the batch for the Friday night, and I'll get that worked out. Okay.
Reminder for everybody: if you'd like ads, which we'll get to in a little while, when we're on Scribe's channel, $10 donations will get you the ad of your choice within reason. There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so Ash Whitaker's attorneys will get $650,000 of that amount, and she gets the rest. I don't understand what this is. Before the settlement, the case had been appealed. What case? Right? Are you going to tell us what the story is? They don't even... Okay, okay. They gave a link to the original story and just gave the update, and that's weird. Okay. A Wisconsin school district will pay a transgender student $800,000 to settle a lawsuit she filed in a successful attempt to share bathrooms and overnight sleeping quarters with male high school students. Oh, to sleep with others. Oh, I see.
Uh-oh. Burnt. Oh, sorry.
Let her sleep with boys. Literally sleep with boys.
Yeah, I was like... Teens are banned from fucking, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see. Before the settlement, the case... Sorry.
What exactly was she suing for? The right to sleep with boys?
Discrimination. So she's a girl who, acts as a boy, and they were denying her. Yeah, we was denying him the ability to do the things that boys do, and so she sued them for discrimination, and she won. $800,000. So
I won $800,000.
Yeah, that's just okay. This article goes on for a long time, so I won't. I'll save it for another time, maybe. But that's kooky. But yeah, $800,000. Okay, whatever.
So that she could sleep in a room with boys. That's asinine.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, because these schools have a responsibility to protect your children, and if something had gone wrong in such a circumstance, you can guarantee they'd be suing them for not taking proper precautions.
Let's see. I saw this in other places. I didn't know how big a story it was, but Raymond Lewis sends us this one. I think a couple other people did too. And a video is going to play, isn't it? And deafen me, isn't it? No? Okay, I'll take your word for it. Senator Jeff Flake takes heat for absurd speech comparing Trump's press attacks to Stalin.
I heard he was going to give the speech, but I didn't actually hear it.
Outgoing Arizona Republican Senator Jeff Flake came under fire for an astonishing attack on President Trump Wednesday, in which he accused Trump of using Stalinist language and promoting global instability with his criticism of the media. Quote, comparing the leader of the free world to murderous dictators is absurd, Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel tweeted. You've gone too far. All right, what did he say? Quote, Flake, a longtime Trump opponent, slammed Trump for calling the press, the quote, enemy of the people, a phrase he said was used by mass-murdering Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin. Quote, it is a testament to the condition of our democracy that our own president uses words infamously spoken by Joseph Stalin to describe his enemies, he said. Flake's speech, replete with dramatic flourishes, hinted at a dark future for America and warned that, quote, if we compromise the truth for the sake of our politics, we are lost, unquote. He frequently implied that Trump, whom he accused of harboring, quote, pernicious fantasies about rigged elections and voter fraud, unquote, was acting as a kind of despot when attacking the press. Jeff Flake, I hate to tell you this, but the Republican Party as a whole has harbored pernicious fantasies about rigged elections and voter fraud for decades. So I don't know what to tell you. Quote, the free press is the despot's enemy, which makes the free press the guardian of democracy, he said. Yes, CNN these days is totally the guardian of democracy. Chris Cillizza is a hero. Quote, when a figure in power reflexively calls any press that doesn't suit him fake news, it is that person who should be the figure of suspicion, not the press, unquote. Really? Really? Okay. We
just had the fake news awards.
Yeah.
He kind of has a point.
Yeah, he's got a point in some cases there, Jeff Flake. What else do we got here? This one comes from Martin.
No, that is real quick. Death in chat says CNN is the guardian of democracy, or democratic socialism, not democracy. If CNN is our guardian of democracy, we are fucking screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. Man's bomb hoax to stop wife's night out.
What?
Okay. This is a British story. Excuse me. A jealous husband phoned a false bomb alert into a Weatherspoon hub to try and stop his wife from having a night out. This almost, if this wasn't a UK story, this would almost be a Florida man story.
Oh my God.
The Duke of Wellington in Minehead, Somerset, was forced to close early on 25th November, losing 840 pounds in takings. Mo Ahmed, 42, admitted making two...
Wait, it was a Muslim?
Well, his name is Mo Ahmed. I don't know his religion.
Okay, all right.
Mo Ahmed, 42, admitted making 2 hoax calls and was given a suspended sentence at Exeter Crown Court. The court heard he was angry she was going out while he worked 2 jobs to make ends meet. The couple had opened a gift shop in August, but by November it was only taking about 20 pounds per day. Ahmed of the Parade Minehead, I guess that's a town, had taken a second job at a restaurant in Tiverton, Devon, to pay the rent and bills and was upset when he learned his partner was going out to the pub at midnight. Police evacuated 25 overnight guests and 130 bar customers. He was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment, suspended for a year, ordered to pay 840 pounds compensation to the restaurant, and do 120 hours unpaid community work. Yeah.
That seems a bit extreme to keep your wife from going out.
I think she should divorce him. if she
well,
can.
She should just jump on whatever dick she's riding each night.
What was... All right, this is an interesting one. It's kind of brief. Signal Boost sends this one. Koreans to march under a single united flag at Olympic Games.
Yeah, I saw that. That's weird.
North and South Korea have agreed to march together under a single unified Korea flag at next month's Winter Olympics in the South. They also agreed to field a joint women's ice hockey team in rare talks at the truce village of Panmunjom. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. These are the first high-level... Sorry, what?
I only know how to say that word from We Didn't Start the Fire.
Oh, Panmunjom, that's right. Okay. Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. These are the first high-level talks between the countries in more than 2 years. Yeah, so that's the news such as it is, but it's also very odd.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about this, and there's an interesting theory here that the reason North Korea decided to do this is they're actually scared to death of what Donald Trump is going to do to them. And so they're like, okay, we're going to play nice now.
Well, that would be a good thing.
It would be. I'm not sure I quite buy it that way. I think it's more of a PR move than
saving face.
Yeah, because I just don't think Kim Jong-un is that smart. I don't see him playing 4D chess or even being like, oh, yes, I really am scared. I think he's crazy. And this doesn't sound like something he actually had a hand in. I think this is his advisors. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if China wasn't involved in this.
Okay, this one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Okay, it's a Florida man story, of course. Man sends explicit photos of woman to her boss as revenge, deputies say. Okay. A man took sexually explicit photos of a woman he met through an online dating site, then sent them to her boss because she no longer wanted to date him.
Oh, that's a dick move. What?
Wow. Deputies said the victim met Giuseppe Garibaldi, 30, through an online dating site in November, and the two hung out and had sex about 5 times in what was a casual, friends with benefits relationship. The victim said Garibaldi took photos of her engaged in intimate activity without her knowledge, and he would threaten to show people the photos because he thought she was dating other men. In late December, the victim told Garibaldi that she no longer wanted to see him. The next day, the victim's car was keyed while she was at work, but she did not report it at the time because she had no proof that Garibaldi was responsible. Quote, this is someone who couldn't take no for an answer, Seminole County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Bob Keeling said. Deputies said on Thursday, Garibaldi texted the victim asking if she was dating someone else and threatening to come to her house. He said he would break the door down if she refused to let him in. The next day, Garibaldi again blackmailed the victim with the sexually explicit photos. Hours later, a message was sent to the Facebook page of the preschool where the victim works. Deputies said the message, which the victim's boss received, contained several pictures of the victim and read, quote, it should be your teacher's pics and video of your teacher are all over, unquote. On Saturday, one of the victim's friends was sent the sexually explicit photos through a Facebook message. Deputies noted that Garibaldi's tattoo on his hand was visible in at least one of the photos. The victim helped deputies make an arrest quickly because she saved evidence, including a screenshot of the identifying tattoo. He's been arrested on charges of stalking, sexual cyber stalking, and extortion. Good. Throw that motherfucker away.
Yeah, good. That's so fucked up.
Dumbass.
A preschool, you sent onto a preschool's Facebook page. You show up naked. Oh, for God's sakes.
I'm sorry. My mind to the this is horrible. What happened to her? That's fucked up. This guy should go to prison for a while. But I'm just wondering if whoever runs the preschool principal, I guess it would be, kept the pictures and like masturbated to them.
Ugh.
Maybe he had a thing for her. Be like, oh, I know what you do now.
I don't understand the story I'm looking at, and it made my brain skip like a record for a second. I will try to read this and try to understand. This comes also from Colleen Bernier.
Oh my God. Bad review says at that age, the pics probably just made the kids hungry.
Oh, shit.
Well played. Very well played.
Okay. Couple's childbirth photo shoot has everyone talking for the wrong reasons. Brace yourselves because this is a childbirth photo shoot like no other. I don't even know that they had childbirth photo shoots. Like many a couple before them, Lucy Schultz and her partner Steve felt the relationship was at the point they could expand their family. They had been together for 3 years and were both in good position financially. However, it wasn't a baby the pair were hoping to add to their little unit. It was a kitten, and it was a decision both took very seriously. So seriously, in fact, that they spent months looking for the perfect cat, which they eventually found at Soul Dog Rescue in Colorado. After finding their little fluff ball, they then did what many a proud parent would do and made an announcement. Not only that, but they accompanied the announcement with the 5-month-old orange and white male's arrival with a unique photo shoot. Now, I can't really describe this effectively, except to say they took photos of the woman in such a way as to suggest that she's giving birth to the cat.
What?
That is stupid.
Okay, I need to talk.
Yeah, so what they did was the lady's laying on her back, and I'm just going to describe as best I can, as though her legs are up in stirrups. I assume that she is naked from the waist down, and they have put the cat and its face in such a position as to suggest it was like being birthed from her, and then did this series of photos where it looked like the cat was coming out of her. And then they show them nursing the cat and holding it near her breast as though they were... It's...
The fuck is wrong with people? Okay, look.
I don't know.
I have loved every animal I've had, but we need to get off this whole thing that animals are like children. They're not. They're just not. And you people are getting fucking weird. And I don't mean you guys in the chat. I mean society in general. When you're going to the point of making a birthing video where a woman gives birth to a kitten, you're just out of your fucking mind. You should probably have 24-hour caretakers.
This is kind of YouTube drama I didn't know about. This comes from Martin. YouTube star wins damages after ex-boyfriend posts revenge porn online.
Oh.
YouTube star Chrissy Chambers, who I've never heard of before, won substantial damages in a civil case against her ex-boyfriend after he posted intimate revenge porn videos of the two online without permission. Chambers is one half of the popular singing duo / lesbian couple YouTube channel Bria and Chrissy, which she runs with her partner Bria Cam. I've never heard of them. According to CNET, Chambers, quote, won compensation in the first civil case of its kind in England and Wales after she, quote, sued a former boyfriend over posting videos of their sexual activity to the internet without her consent, known as revenge porn, after authorities opted not to pursue a criminal case. Though posting revenge porn has been illegal in the United Kingdom since 2015 and is illegal in numerous U.S. states, Chambers struggled to get the attention of law enforcement. The Telegraph reports that she, quote, went to the police in Atlanta, but was told there was nothing they could do as the videos had been posted in the UK. Quote, she contacted British police, but was told the incident had happened in America, so they could not help, they claimed. The YouTube star was then forced to crowdfund the money to pursue a legal case. Though Chambers won damages, the illegal revenge porn videos remain on the most popular porn websites with no sign of removal. Yeah. So
I'll have to look that up later for research
purposes.
Real quick, thank you, Gregory Hurst. Trump should go to the Olympics wearing a big red button, look the NK representative in the eye, and do a winking finger gun. Hashtag got my eye on you.
Yeah.
What is it with all the revenge porn? I don't get this. I really don't. I understand, being pissed off when you break up and stuff, but keep that shit to yourself. Delete it if you hate them that much. Don't go out there and try to fucking ruin them. And I'm just throwing this out there. Maybe you don't want to be recording all your sex. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Take heed from the whole Jennifer Lawrence fappening incident. Everything recorded is possibly viewable by anybody. If it goes to the cloud, it's pretty much there.
The only good part about it is that it's become such a thing. I don't think it matters anymore. I don't think you could have a new Kim Kardashian who released her own sex tape, where somebody's just going to get famous off of a sex tape anymore because God, they're all over the fucking place.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, the volume of it kind of lessens the impact on a person's reputation when it does happen, because it's like, it's so common now that it's not like some big point of shame like it might have been before. I mean, it's still embarrassing, of course, and you can't get rid of it, but
yeah, I mean, that's just it though. Like, I think just the sheer volume and how many times this has happened where like somebody's gotten mad at their ex and released for like revenge porn or whatever. I think people are also a lot less judgy of it now. Not of like the person who did it, but of the victims.
I still don't think it's a good idea to record your sex.
I'm not saying it is.
No.
Sorry.
I'm with you. I'm not judging about it. I'm thinking of it practically, because so often this shit does end up on the internet.
Right. But I think people are just so much less like, oh my God. It's like, yeah, whatever.
If anything, it's good for your dating profile.
Well, it's like, I mean, assuming like you suck dick like a normal person.
There you go.
Let's do one more because we have a time to keep to today. So this last one comes from Methdus. I don't know. Woman marries ghost of 300-year-old pirate.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's weird.
Meet the woman who has ditched real-life men for a ghost and legally married her 18th century spiritual lover. Legally? Really? Okay. Amanda Teague says she couldn't connect with anyone in the physical world, so looked to the afterlife to find her kindred spirit. Like any normal couple, Amanda and her husband, Jack Teague, go on dates, have arguments, and even have sex, despite the fact that he died almost 300 years ago. And amazingly, Amanda even hired a registrar and journeyed into international waters so she could legally marry him using a spiritual medium to allow him to say "I do" during the ceremony. I kind of love this. It's so silly and yet harmless. I can't help but be entertained by it, even if she is crazy. Now the couple are co-writing a book for other women who are looking to find the one in the spiritual realm.
The bitch is insane.
Like I said, it's harm. No one's being harmed in this, so I just find it funny.
It's amazing how you can find the perfect person when you make them up.
Oh, Jack, oh, here you go. We got a subtitle of this one. Jack is a powerful spirit. Amanda says Jack is a very powerful spirit and has witnessed him turning stereos on and off, flicking lights, and even moving things. 2 years after they met, the couple got engaged. Jack proposed to me, Amanda said. I told him I wasn't really cool with having casual sex with a spirit. I wanted to make us a proper commitment to each other.
Oh dear God!
Just like shut the fuck up.
Is this real? Is this one of those? This is one of those satire sites or something?
Well, we did have somebody marry a building, so
that's true. Yeah, this is the New Zealand Herald. So unless the New Zealand Herald is a satire site, but either way, this is hilarious. I love it.
Thank you, James Colley. There's a video of Jennifer Lawrence jilling off. I have not actually seen the porn of her. No idea what it actually showed.
I thought they were just pictures.
I don't know. I thought it was just pictures that were uploaded. I mean, I know a whole bunch. Like that whole incident had like a dozen celebrities involved, but Jennifer Lawrence was like the focus of it all for some reason because she was the biggest star at the time, I guess.
Thank you, Gregory Hurst. Yar, she be just a piece of side ass. Not okay with casual sex with ghosts. That's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Anyhow, SDA, what'd you do today on YouTube?
I didn't do anything.
What a coincidence. Me neither. Which leaves us with you, Scribbles.
Oh well, I found a video that I'm looking at. It's a what is it? It's a webinar. It's about an hour long. I'm only about 10 minutes into it, but it's supposedly giving advice to businesses on the actual ways that they can solve their diversity problem. And cool. I'm really curious. I haven't gotten to the point yet where they outline exactly the policies and procedures, but I'm really curious to see if they actually give some details on how they would do this without breaking federal law. So if I get there, I'll probably chop the video till we get to that point and then maybe comment on it. But I haven't watched the whole thing yet, so it might be bullshit. So we'll see.
I do have a YouTube thing I need to talk about, but real quick, I want to address chat. All you need says, has anybody heard of men marrying buildings or such crap? So far, I've only heard of women doing this. Men marry dolls. There was the story of the man who married himself and the woman who married with herself, and they ended up cheating together on themselves. That is a honest to God story that's out there. And yes, I did play 7 Days to Die with Satsu last night, and I want to bring this up on the stream. If you guys see us playing on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday nights, which we do every week now after the stream, that is just going to be me and him playing our one world there. If you see us playing any other time, you can join us if you have the game and are friends with Satsu on Steam. So if that's something you're interested in, keep an eye out for it. It'll always be after this stream. So yeah, so if you guys are interested in playing with us, we do that, and that would be on 2 cents plus. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there.
It's fine.
I had forgotten about that.
Yeah, that's all. As far as video stuff's concerned, that's all I was looking at today. So ads.
As I mentioned earlier, guys, if you're interested in having Scribe write a personalized ad for you for $10, you can make that request of him over on his channel. We're on his channel on Tuesdays and Fridays. And
yeah, some of these, sometimes I even impress myself, if impress is the word, but here we go. Okay, Point Curation requested an ad for his cat. So, hello, friends. I'm Scribe Light. You might remember me from such live streams as last night and on Monday. I'm here to tell you about a very special feline friend to our very own Point Curation. I'd like to introduce Cat Curation. Cat Curation is a big, beautiful kitty with long hair and a melodious meow that will melt your heart. And being big and fluffy and able to melt things are important features when you live in the frigid wasteland of Canada like Point does. Cat Curation, the kind of cat anyone would love, and that's the point.
Aw.
And then you got
real quick super chat there. Thank you, Chuckle77, just dropping in to give you cash. And thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it.
Let's see. New Fate 26 just asked for an ad with one word, fire, which gives me a whole bunch of things to work with. Tired of sitting in a dark, dank cave? Sick of eating cold and slimy raw meat from the woolly mammoth? Bored with having your loved ones snatched by saber-toothed tigers in the night? Then you need fire, the new invention by Chaff of the New Fate tribe. For only 4 stone knives and your best breeding daughter, Chaff will show you through his exclusive cave paintings how to smack 2 rocks together over tinder and conjure this incredible new discovery for yourself. Fire from Chaff of New Fate. Careful, it's hot.
Nice.
I don't know. This was a
breeding daughter. That's awesome.
Breeding. Yeah, it's like, yeah, what's currency in caveman days? Snubberth wanted a research ad for a YouTube channel called E:'R. And I think I had seen some of his videos recommended to me in the past, but I'd never watched his stuff. And he's pretty funny. But anyway. Deep in the bowels of your most private thoughts, in the space between wanting to verbalize a sick burn and actually saying it, this is the homeland of E:'R, where others would fear to tread in ranting about society at large and movies in general. E:'R is unafraid. With his acidic wit and comedic editing chops, the white-eyed shadow child will lead you down the rabbit hole in the battle against pop culture and social justice, and then abandon you there to fend for yourself. So do a search for E:'R, all one word, like I did, and if you like what you see, hit subscribe. E:'R. He shits where you eat.
Okay.
Sanguine requested a research ad, either a movie, show, book, or cult based on Triglav. And of course, I had to look this one up. So, in the beginning, before there was the world, there were only the 3. Perun, god of the heavens, Svarog, god of the earth, and Velis, god of the underworld. Forever separated, forever in conflict, the 3 would scheme against one another, forging alliances with one, only to betray that trust against the other. The armies that rose and fell over eons in their names were infinite and deadly. Until one day, a very clever child found his way into the hearts of all 3 gods, and embarked on an adventure to trick them into merging into one, bringing balance to chaos, and creating the earth as we know it. Sanguine Studios brings you the mystical quest that begins in legend and ends at the dawn of time. Triglav, the king, the farmer, and the serpent.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Then Sanguine asked for an ad for a training camp for soy boys to learn to man the fuck up. Now, I need you to imagine the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket. I can't do his voice, but I just want that image in your head. Listen up, you estro millennials. This great nation is sick and tired of the half measures and the milquetoast masculinity that we've all been told is in fashion. So it's about time you shut up and nut up and learn what being a man really means. And you will be put through your paternal paces at Sergeant Sanguine's Tabernacle of Testosterone. For 1 month, you'll wake up at the crack of dawn and learn how to lumberjack, repair a car, shoot a gun, and to throw a punch, and how to take a hit. And the whole time, you'll eat nothing else but red meat, hard-boiled eggs, and green beans to purge your pansiness and grow hair on your chest. So if you or a loved one needs to learn that soy is a ploy and what it means to be a man, drag your sorry ass to Sergeant Sanguine's Tabernacle of Testosterone. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I enjoyed it. I was just typing too, and my mind can't do 2 things at once.
I just want to make sure that you're saying something or making a noise lets me know that I haven't like dropped my internet.
yes, I know. I apologize for that.
That's okay. 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 Mr. Baker wanted a Caligula-esque historical drama about the rise and fall of King Zhao of Shang. Oh, and by the way, his name wasn't actually King Zhao. That turned out to be some kind of like retroactive insult, because Zhao is apparently the part of a horse's saddle where horse poop sometimes ends up. So his real name was Dijin. So that's why I don't say his name in this as much. From visionary film director Leisure Suit Larry comes the untold tale of excess and debauchery that brought down an entire empire. Dijin, king of ancient China and the Shang dynasty, once a wise and loved ruler, has been corrupted by his limitless wealth and power. Giving himself over to drink, women, and the abdication of his morals, the people languish in starvation and chaos. But as the king caroused and played, his critics and enemies gathered their forces, preparing to wage a war to cleanse the land and free the people. See the orgiastic extravagance on the big screen, with material too gratuitous for the common man. With full-fledged on-screen sex and rivers of blood, the fall of the king will be a sight to remember. See it all as Mr. Baker Studios presents The Wine Pool and the Meat Forest. Horse fisting provided by Terry Diamandis.
Nice. I forgot about the horse fisting.
Yeah, in actuality, apparently, and this is where the title comes from, he was so not so outlandish with his wealth and everything. He had a basically a small lake built in his palace and filled it with wine. And then in the middle of this, he had constructed a little island that had a tree or trees on it where the branches had meat stuck on them, like cooked meat, so that he and his guests could like float around the pool, cup the water into their mouth and drink wine while they pulled meat off the trees and just kind of lounged around. Yeah. Things that people do. And the follow-up to that, because Terry Diamandis responded with, just in case he didn't mean that, an ad for horse fisting. Okay, this is the one that I couldn't stop laughing at work. Okay, I'm going to try hard to do this without cracking up. Have you mastered the art of donkey punching? Looking for a new challenge? That next horizon of greatness that will cement your name in people's minds to be in awe of? Then you need to attend the Terry Diamandis School of Horse Fisting. Terry Diamandis is a master of equine anal invasion, having studied for decades under board-certified horse proctologists. And for a limited time, only your tuition will be cut in half if you provide your own horse to fist. Oh, I'm sorry. The Terry Diamandis School of Horse Fisting. Nothing says giddy up like a punch up the butt.
Oh my God. Okay, YouTube, now you can demonetize me.
I can't. Oh my God. Okay, I could try to reread that, but we're on limited time. Terry, if you want me to read that again at some point, try to do it straight. I'll do my best. Oh my God. Okay. Just a couple more. All right. Mr. Baker asked for an ad for the novel The Tomb of Hercules by Andy McDermott. Archaeologist adventurer Nina Wilde is back in an all-new quest of mystery and danger. After risking it all to discover the remnants of Atlantis, new clues lead Nina to believe that not only was the legendary demigod Hercules a real person, but that his tomb might also be found. Join Nina Wilde and her ex-SAS commando Eddie Chase as they scour the world, from the streets of New York to the diamond mines of Botswana, searching for the truth. But when a beautiful woman from Eddie's past appears, shadowing their every move, it will be a race to find the treasure. Author Andy McDermott invites you to join the search for The Tomb of Hercules.
Nice.
Okay, then Grisella wanted a consent app ad. Having trouble navigating the modern dating scene under fear of being sexually assaulted by an awkward encounter? Then download the new app to cure your fears and establish a criminal complaint with Consent to Jail. The Consent to Jail app will connect with your potential paramour's Fitbit, and using our patented passive polygraph technology, will monitor their answers to all of your dating questions. And after you've departed your ambiguous sexual encounter, Consent to Jail will send a report of your date's honesty to the nearest precinct or to Twitter. It all depends on which court you prefer, the court of law or public opinion. Consent to Jail, because you can't spell entrapped without app, a product of Grisella Corporation.
Nice.
Let's see. New Fate 26 wanted an absurdist version of Beowulf with an eldritch horror connection. So, being a Lovecraftian fan as I am, listen now to the tale of Beowulf, great warrior and high king, he who walked into the dark forest to face the black goat of the woods and her 1,000 young. Beowulf, who braved the gibbering madness of he who knows the gate and slew the roiling Shoggoths. Heed the warnings of Beowulf's folly, becoming entranced by the bewitching beauty of the temptress, she who is the false mask of Nyarlathotep. Know of all these deeds. I wrote my own shit in this. God damn it. Know of all these deeds of blood and battle when you read The Ballad of Beowulf, the Mythos Slayer. Now available from New Fate 26 Publishing. I'm sorry, New Fate. I stumbled over my own writing. I suck.
You can do it again if you want.
I can do it again. Tell you what, I'll find a way to make it up to you, New Fate. we're on a schedule here, already a little bit over time. Just 2 more to go. All right. This is the worst one. Okay, Mule 1066 wanted a PSA for the evils of tongue buttering the turtle cave, but done in Dr. Seuss style. Okay. Now, children, listen here, and I will tell you of a blight, a practice that is unpure and certainly not right. For when your lovey-dovey wants to canoodle and cawazzle, making your heart beat in pleasantly sumptuous waves, you must never, ever agree to tongue butter turtle caves. It is icky poo yucky to licky the poo pucky. Your mother knows and your neighbor agrees that Frenching the fart nozzle will only bring disease. So avoid all turtle caves that cross your line of sight, for that is all this author can think of to write. And if you want to know where your blame for this should be fixed, wonder no further than our friend Mule 1066.
Very nicely done. Terry Demonitzation, thank you. Scribe laughing made it even better. No need to reread my ad.
I'm glad. Jeez. Yeah, it was the Frenching the fart nozzle, which really made me just lose it.
Frenching the fart nozzle.
I lost it at work, and my coworker was like, "What are you laughing at?" I can't tell you. And finally, Chaos Eve wanted an ad for lady lightsabers for feminists, or lightsabers for feminists. So, hey there, light-sided feminists. Are you totally legit nerd girl who hasn't merely inserted herself into a fandom for attention, looking for a weapon in your arsenal to help smash the patriarchy? Then you need to get a Chaos Eve brand Lady Saber. These high-quality lightsabers are an elegant weapon for a most uncivilized age of rape culture and toxic masculinity. Powered by period blood and self-imposed victimization, these pulsating pink laser swords are specifically pH balanced for women, which means they will only harm men. So get ready to painfully liberate some legs to cure manspreading and cauterize those unwanted cocks during a harmless date with Lady Sabers by Chaos Eve.
Nicely done.
And that, guys, is done. Sorry for my laughing. I couldn't help myself. I did my best. If you'd like something reread on Friday night, let me know, tweet or otherwise, and I will make the attempt to not screw it up again. Thanks, guys, for the donations and everything. Hope you enjoyed them.
I now want to punch somebody in the butthole.
Nothing says giddy up like a punch up the butt. Yeah.
I just think it would be fun. Not, and it's been talked about in chat there. I'm not talking about fisting somebody. I mean, just right in the butt. So we'll have to work on that. I'll have to find somebody I don't like because I don't think it would be pleasant. And for those of you who are worried that any of those ads got us demonetized, we were demonetized before the stream ever began for reasons I can't explain to you. There's literally nothing about it that should have been. The title is talking about YouTube's own bullshit. So speaking of which, that brings us into deep topic time. And unlike most nights, we actually have one tonight. As the title mentioned, and you've probably seen if you've been anywhere on YouTube or Twitter today, YouTube changed their monetization rules. And we talked about it briefly yesterday, but we didn't have all of the information when we talked about it. It used to be that if you wanted to be monetized, you had to have 10,000 views on your channel. And
lifetime views, I guess.
Lifetime views, which they've changed.
Yeah.
Now you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours worth of watch time in the last year. That part rolls over. And if you drop below that at any time, they will boot you from the program.
It's also important to note as well, unlike the other changes they made, you do not get grandfathered in.
Yes.
They're really making this, it looks like, to prefer people who upload regularly and are still active users. So even if, like, you know, you have 1 million subscribers, if you're not getting any new views and you're not making any new content, you get dropped, I think is the point.
That's part of it. It's also, they have 10,000 views is not that hard to get. Especially if you're jacking somebody else's content and uploading it.
Right.
Which is a problem still. And with this new change, I know smaller YouTubers are freaking out about it. And if I was under 1,000 subs right now and I hadn't got to where I am before these changes, I would probably have been upset when I first saw it too. Real quick, thank you, Chaos Eve. Excellent job as usual, Scribe. And now a tip to make the monkey dance. Thank you. However, getting 1,000 subs, as hard as it might seem, isn't that bad, I don't think. I think it's kind of they set the goal kind of high. 500 sounds, I think, would be more reasonable. But I have a list of things that I sat down and I thought, if I was going to give somebody tips on how to build their YouTube channel, what would I say to them? And the very first thing I would say to you, and this is the most important, is, do you see YouTube as a hobby or a job? And you need to make that distinction immediately.
I would completely agree with that. You need to decide exactly what you want to do with it.
Yep. Because if you're going to treat it as a hobby, you're just going to upload videos and you hope that people watch. That's an entirely different thing than this is a business. And with this new change to YouTube, if you want to grow your channel to make money, you need to treat it as a business. You just do.
I will say, I don't think that there's anything wrong, because I know that people are kind of like, haha, yeah, like you'd ever make money on YouTube. Only a couple people do it. And I will say, not with that attitude. If you want anything that you do creatively online to be a business, you have to treat it like that from day one. You know, you don't want to come at it like, well, if I get like 10,000 subscribers, then I'll start caring. I mean, if that's how you want to do it, then fine. But if you want any real success with it, you need to treat it like you have 100,000 subscribers today.
Well, the first thing that I did, and I've talked about this a few times, the first thing I did when I decided I was going to make a channel is I spent days, and I'm talking the amount of time, not like 3 days I sat down and watched. I mean, I probably watched an entire week's worth of videos on how to make videos, how to have a successful channel. I watched a lot of the video creator channel run by Tim Schmoyer. Watched a lot of, I think his name is Daryl Ives. I always forget his fucking name. Everything I could find to tell me how to make videos and how to be successful at it, I just absorbed it. And you're going to hear a lot of repetitive shit if you do that. You're going to hear a lot of nonsense on there. And depending on what genre you're trying to get into, you're going to hear a lot of stuff that doesn't really apply to you.
For sure.
Yeah. And it's still stuff you should listen to, because what doesn't apply to you today might tomorrow. And I wish I could give you a great example of this, but I just think you need to absorb as much information as possible.
Well, I think I have a good example for that if you want.
Sure, go ahead.
I'm actually planning on starting a writing channel. As most of you guys know, I'm pretty close to publishing my first book in April, actually. We don't have an exact release date, but should be out by April, or in April. and I want to start a writing channel. And the way that I run that channel is going to be completely different to how I do STA, because political stuff for most of us is kind of, you know, what's the hot button topic today. And sometimes not a whole lot happens in a week or something. So maybe you don't have something to make a video on. Whereas with a channel like that, you would have, you know, you would be making your own news, basically. You'd be making your own separate original content rather than commentary. So the way you would run those two channels would be completely different. And the way that you would just decide what videos to make would be completely different. So, you know, thinking about what kind of content you want to make is important too. I mean, and you can make a political channel where if you want to cover specific topics that are separate from the news, then you can run it more like something like a writing channel where you're coming up with a topic and like, say you're like, I'm going to upload on Wednesdays. You know, you just kind of need a plan and you need to decide what would be best for the kind of channel you want to run.
Well, one of the reasons I was so, I talked to these guys before we did this. Usually deep topics we come up with on the fly, but our little podcast here, the three of us, came at YouTube in entirely different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Scribe, you do it more hobby like.
Yes.
You haven't set out to try to do this as a job, right?
Yeah, no, I came at it the almost 180 from Monkey. I just it was sort of like, you know, spitballing against the wall and just kind of playing with it. The first thing that I did that kind of made it all possible was I knew this was going to be a hobby and not a job or something, or at least that wasn't my intention. And so I figured, well, my old hobby cost me X number of dollars in a year. And so buying a decent set of video editing software would just sort of be our replacement of that. And so getting Vegas 14 and how easy it is to just put everything together. I've learned by trial and error how to put videos together. And that's basically it. I just kind of didn't really have a plan. I just started finding things that I wanted to say and just kind of said them. And thankfully, the biggest, for me at least, the biggest break I got in all of this, so to speak, has just been networking. I mean, I lucked out that one day where I happened to be there, where Irate Bear was asking random people if they wanted to come on a live stream with him. That started everything else, and just meeting people and being asked to do stuff and keep doing videos and just being consistent about it. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, because you can't talk about how to make it on YouTube in any sense without discussing luck.
Yes,
because anybody who tells you there's no luck involved is lying.
There's absolutely a fuck ton of luck involved. I mean, like, look at my recent blow up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck happened, but all of a sudden I had two videos that were way above 100,000 views each. And they were both fucking monetized. I don't know how that happened, but like, thank fuck it did. It was a Christmas miracle. But shit like that just happens. And I think it's also important to note that blow-ups like that, while it did actually help my sub count, which was great, you know, stuff like that where you're growing organically is going to do a lot more than a shout out. I mean, a shout out can get you some subs, but people who actually come back to watch your channel, it's probably going to be the subs that you get organically.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to read chat as we're doing this, because if you guys have questions, you can throw them out as well. We'll still do question time at 10:30 to go over more specifically, but if you have them, make sure you throw them out there, and I will try my best to get at them. But luck definitely plays a part. However, you can help yourself, and I have never had a viral video, not one. Mm-hmm. If you look through my videos, there are a couple that have over 100,000 views, but those took months to get there. I think the best video I ever had within a couple of weeks was like 60,000. And even that, it died at that point and slowly has gone up over it's been almost a year, and it's just now over 100,000. So you can still grow without that stroke of luck.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I would say that the most growth that you get is the slow growth just from uploading regularly and getting new regular people who are actually watching your content.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that.
Just like spamming the subscribe button because somebody said it or because there was one viral video. Because, I mean, at the same time, another big thing is how many of those subscribers are actually watching your videos. If you have 1 million subscribers, and this has happened on some of the really old channels, some channels that have been around since like 2007 with like millions of subscribers, and they get like 20,000 views a video, that's not good. That's not helpful.
Jack asked tips for those of us who are not in the commentary community. This is what I was talking about with the tips that you're going to watch elsewhere. Some of what we're going to say here will help you no matter what community, and some are going to be specific to what we do. For instance, one of the best ones, and SDA, part of what happened with your recent videos is this. You have to hit important stories that people are looking for now.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're doing commentary stuff. Timing is key for us, which is one of the reasons YouTube's monetization stuff just sucks, because they demonetize me immediately. So by the time I get all my views and they finally give me my monetization back, nobody's watching them. But so yeah, but if you're in, like, say, the gaming community, you're going to want to be on the most recent game or a popular game. And the gaming community is one that's really, really hard, because it's not just about playing a popular game. You also have to be entertaining in some way. And to be honest, you have to be entertaining in some way for all channels. If you're not, and even the guy who sits there for 4 hours just sitting in the corner of his room, people find that entertaining. I don't know why. But he has a shtick, and that's great. Thank you, Peter. Hey, Monkey, Scribe, and SDA. How you doing?
Hope
you're
Peter.
Doing well.
Something. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Something just kind of in the vein of maybe not being entertaining, but something that I've noticed with people who ask me to watch their videos, or really small channels in our genre, is, and this is going to sound rude, I'm just going to say it. A lot of y'all sound like you have fucking speech impediments. Learn to enunciate. Listen back and like make yourself enunciate, because it's something that's going to hold you back. And if you really want to talk at people and like you want to make money doing that, fucking enunciate. Because that is the one, if that's like one thing I could say to 90% of the people that are like, hey, SDA, can you look at this? Speak clearly. I mean,
I agree.
You all sound like you got like lisps and shit going on. Fix that. It's hard to listen to. I'm sorry.
This is one that was really important for me, and I do credit it for how fast I grew. Engage with your audience. I think it wasn't until I was over 10,000 subs that I could not reply to everybody who left a comment on my videos. I replied to everyone, even if it was just thank you for watching. It is amazing how many creators never respond to any of their comments. And people used to get so excited. Oh, I didn't know you would. I still get that from time to time. I didn't think you would respond to me. I just don't have the time to do it anymore, but I still go into my comments and respond to people, or talk to them on Twitter. You have to get interactive with your audience, whether it's in comments or, Twitter, or even if you do a live stream and answering questions from them. It's amazing to see how excited people get, because I see myself as just some normal dude. And when somebody gets excited that I said their name, that's a good feeling. It really is. But it also, it builds your audience. It keeps people coming back.
That's something I need to do more of for sure. Because I know I lag behind on that, either because, I get distracted with something. I'm easily distracted. I forget to respond to my own mother. She's like, how were you today? And I'm like, all right, bye. Because I'm scatterbrained sometimes. But that's something I need to work on for sure. Because people really do like it when you engage with them.
Real quick, you just like me saying your name. Viror, however you say that, wants to know, what about those of us who've never been on Twitter? The only reason I'm on Twitter, and this is fact, is because I do YouTube.
Same. Did either of you have a Twitter before you YouTubed?
Nope.
Because I didn't.
I had a Twitter, but I never used it. I've had Twitter for probably since very early in Twitter's lifetime. Somebody goes, "You need to get this new thing." So I got it, and I never fucking used it. It wasn't until I decided to do this.
Yeah, the first time that I paid any attention to Twitter was just as an observer, watching in real time the Gamergate stuff happening, because that's where it was all basically happening and all the news and stuff. So, and that was long before I had a Twitter account. I just sort of followed the hashtag because it was so entertaining.
I guess, I'm sorry.
And when I started the YouTube channel, I thought, well, it only makes sense not only to find out, information for people, but also to just keep in touch with the creators I like and my new friends via YouTube, like Bear and Misa and Gutenberg and everybody. And yeah, I mean, it is an invaluable tool just for getting the word out and or finding out information or just connecting with people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually had to learn how to use Twitter once I got my YouTube channel. But before that, I had one, I think, and I never touched it because I didn't know what to do with it. And I will actually say I'm kind of surprised that like people follow us on Twitter, because as somebody who never used Twitter before becoming somewhat of a public figure, like I don't know what you do with it if you don't have an audience of a bunch of followers.
Same thing we do. Look at what other people say.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Just because I never used it like that, I'm like, what would you even do with this if like you didn't have people to be like, oh my God, you're great because you're a person, and you're like, thanks for the ego stroke, appreciate it. I don't know.
I also wanted to. Oh, sorry.
No, go in just a second. I just want to say, guys, we will get to a normal question time in about 8 minutes. I still have several things on the list. I'll still be going through them at question time. So we're not just going to shove this in. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Scribe.
I just wanted to mention that, there's a danger when talking about this, I think, and maybe it's just me, a little paranoid, that, it might sound like interacting with an audience and all this other stuff is a utilitarian function, like you're only doing it to do X, Y, and Z to serve your channel. I mean, I suppose some people do. For me, I don't, like I said, it was never a plan to grow the channel. I mean, I was hoping I get people to watch and stuff, but I genuinely like, when I respond to somebody on a comment or drop a name in a video or something else, it's, just out of pure, fun and or wanting to respond. I mean, there obviously, if your goal is to grow your channel, there is some utility to, working the system, so to speak. And whether or not you're genuine with your fans or not, I've seen some content creators that are more patronizing, it felt like, than it was like actual genuine about it. And, present company excluded, of course, but it all depends on how you want to go about it. But I think unless you get like ridiculously huge, or nobody imagines that they'll be paid attention to at all, a lot of people can smell disingenuousness. So just be aware, if you start trying to play people, you'll probably get played back.
Well, I want to touch on that point. James Colley, though, thank you for the donation. At risk of opening Pandora's box, I'm still very thankful for the day you and Lady Monkey followed me back and interacted with me as well. Like I said, it is amazing how much that matters to people. And I get it. The first time Bearing responded to me, I was like, yeah. Oh my God.
Right.
So, I mean, it happens to all of us. Chaos Eve, thank you. We're not just going to shove this in. Monkey 2018.
We'll put lube on it first. Promise.
We're going to punch that butthole.
Just the tip.
With what you were just saying about being disingenuous, whether you're interacting with your audience or you're talking about the content you make, be yourself. I think that is so important. Now, that's not going to work for everybody. Some people being themselves, that's the reason they shouldn't be on YouTube, to be honest. But if you're going to do this, you don't want to be someone else. You don't want to be the next Keemstar. You might want his audience. You might want, you know, to do a drama channel, but you want to bring yourself to the equation.
Well, let me push back a little bit on that. I don't think there's anything
Sure.
wrong with assuming a persona, so long as what you are doing and the stuff you put out there is something that you are passionate about and something that you genuinely feel. I mean, obviously, if you're a comedy channel or doing some skits or something, that's different. But if you're doing stuff like what we do, like commenting on society or anything like that, even if you take on a Lord Bear type thing, like Irate Bear does, whatever you're putting out there should be, I mean, you know, sound like a Hallmark card or something, but it should be from the heart, regardless of what it is.
Yeah. What I mean when I say be yourself is, meaning not try to be someone else. I have no problem with the persona, but you don't want to go out there and literally, you know, steal Keemstar's opening. Just change the word a little bit and say it the same.
Drama alert country. It's going to be like, I don't know.
Yeah. And you'll with practice, you'll find your own thing. I mean, I found kind of a rap for myself now in the way that I do stuff, but that was after, you know, hundreds of videos and practice and just sort of finding my own groove or whatever. If you listen to my old videos, I sound way more straight-laced and like serious and monotone, more so maybe than I do now. But you know, you grow into it and find your own thing, and be ready and be willing to screw up. And be ready and willing to adapt as things change, because you'll find your own thing eventually.
Well, here's this was England DG just brought up Magog as a great example of a persona, and he is. But I think to make this point, an even better person to bring up is Beardbarian, because Beardbarian basically grew out of Magog. They're not the same person. They both took on a character, but they're different characters. So you can look at something and go, oh, and take inspiration from it, but you still need to make it your own.
Right.
I will say this too. You know, with being yourself, if yourself is a very nervous person with like no self-esteem, don't be yourself. Be the best version of yourself. We don't need to know that you're nervous. Make jump cuts if you're stuttering a lot, whatever. You know, edit your audio or edit your video so that it's clean. All those mistakes can go. We can fix all that in post. Don't apologize if you haven't uploaded in a while. We know you haven't uploaded in a while. And to be honest, 90% of your audience does not care why you didn't upload in a while.
Oh, yeah, just do it.
Yeah, just freaking upload. Because also, if you're making a video about why you haven't uploaded, you could have just made a fucking video. Another thing is that, you know, you don't want to bring a whole lot of negativity to your channel. So,
agreed.
What?
I said agreed.
Okay. So, you know, like you don't need all your personal drama out on your channel, especially if your channel is vlogging and it's all drama, that's different. But for most people, whether your channel's about commentary, you know, your channel's about like writing or video games or something that you're passionate about, I don't need to know that your boyfriend just broke up with you and that like you're really fucking sad. Play video games. Nobody cares. And really, you know, it's something that is kind of important, I think, is to keep your private life and your public life separate. Because if you're going to be a YouTuber, then you are going to be a public figure. You're purposely becoming a celebrity, essentially.
I would disagree slightly there. Because somebody like Jacqueline Glenn, who has made that part of her channel, it'll work. I just don't think you can do it on every channel.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if part of it is literally like it's a vlog about your drama, that's different.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. But, you know, if you want your channel to be primarily about commentary or primarily about video games, then leave your fucking personal drama out of it. You know, don't be negative, because if somebody's coming to you for writing advice or to watch, I don't know, video game playthroughs, or to watch list videos, and you're uploading videos about, you know, how your puppy died one time in 8th grade, they're going to be like, well, what the fuck is this? You're supposed to be playing video games, asshole. What are you doing? So, you know, just think about that.
You got some super chats, Monkey.
Yeah, thank you, Sanguine. But what if they are a fact kin, Keemstar kin? Can they be him? No. You still want to be yourself. Cassie, thank you. On a serious note, my favorite thing about you guys is how much you interact with your audience. Not a lot of other YouTubers do that. Love you guys. Hey, love you back. Really do. I cannot tell you how much I love you guys. And Kitty Stalker, thank you. Love listening to you guys every night, and we love having you listen to us. I know I say this
Oh, sorry.
every night, but it really is astounding to me that you guys come every night, and I love you guys for it. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Scribe.
There was some that just to play off something that SDA was talking about there. When it comes to, like, if you're doing stuff like what we do, the thing I keep in mind when I do this stuff is that you should try to make your video timeless. And what I mean by that is, even if the subject is topical, your video is going to be on your channel, presumably, unless something crazy happens, forever. So someone should be able to come in and binge your videos and not have to feel like they're having to catch up with something that's superfluous to the subject of the video. So, just do your bit and move on. And, like, yeah, don't put any personal stuff in there. We don't need any show notes or reminders or anything like that, because most people, by the time that somebody comes along to see your video, it could be 6 months after the fact, and who gives a rip? People who are paying attention to you live in real time, those are the people that you're going to be seeing on Twitter. Use Twitter for that kind of stuff. If you need to tell somebody I'm not going to be somewhere or whatever else, the ongoing, life drama of yourself, unless you're doing a vlog thing, leave that away. But the other thing too, and SDA kind of alluded to this as well, be consistent with your content. If you have a channel that is for X, stick with X. If you establish a pattern, like, every other video will be a vlog video, but everything else is going to be playthroughs. Okay, great. As long as you establish a format and stick to it. I mean, but if you're scattershot, if you're all over the place with what you're doing without establishing some kind of baseline, you're not going to attract a consistent audience, because they won't know what to expect from you day to day. So have different channels for different broad topics. Stick to one thing and just, be consistent.
Another one I had down here: set attainable goals. And the example I use here, when I first started out, I'd spent a couple of months watching YouTube. I came to YouTube very late. I've only been on the platform, even watching, for about 2 years now. And I kept finding these channels that did, like, really great videos. And I go over to their channel and try to binge watch, and they had nothing. They'd have like 5 videos, and that's over like the last 6 months. And it's like, fuck it. I'm not even going to bother with them, because they don't put out enough content for me to care about when there's so many other people.
That's true.
My original goal was to get as many videos out. I wanted to get 100 videos as quickly as I could, so that if people found my channel, they'd have something to watch. Now, I wasn't just trying to put out any stupid shit. I still wanted to make my good videos, but I wanted to get a decent catalog, just so if people came, they could binge watch my stuff. You'll see people all the time mention, "Hey, I just binge watched all your stuff." People, when they find you,
I get that too.
Yeah, they want to keep watching what you do. So that's an attainable goal. I want to get to 100 videos as quickly as I can. I want to get to 1,000 subs. That's not as attainable, because it relies on things you might not necessarily be able to do. Just because you make 1,000 videos doesn't mean 1,000 people are going to come watch.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is set a goal of making good content, making X number of videos, uploading every day at this time or every week at this time. You need to have goals that you can meet and stick to. It's kind of what the Scribe was talking about there with consistency too. Consistency in your content, as well as sometimes consistency with your uploading, especially when you're starting out.
I will say too, what you just said is actually kind of funny, because I've been meeting with my editor and we're getting everything ready to publish, and that whole, like, you really need a catalog of stuff, so that when people find you and they go, "Oh my God, this is the best thing ever," they don't go, "Oh, you have 5 videos. All right, bye." It's kind of the same thing when you're just starting out as an author, or even as any other kind of independent content creator. because you want people to actually see that you're serious about it. So a real uploading schedule. I mean, even, you know, I don't have an uploading schedule, but I try to upload at least a couple of videos every 2 weeks or so. Right now with my school schedule and everything. But, you know, you're going to need a catalog of work so that, like Monkey said, once people find you, they have something to do, because you're a lot harder to care about when you only have 5 videos.
Placenta Smoothie. By the way, guys, it is question time. I forgot to announce that. Questions, comments, concerns, throw them into the chat now. I'll do my best to keep up with them. Placenta Smoothie asks, when did this become a self-help stream? It's a big story on YouTube right now, and it's a big change they just announced. And remembering what it was like when I started, I want to try to help people if I can. So, there you go. This one is probably the most boring, but it is definitely one of the most important. If you want to go and succeed, and it's something you're actually pushing for, you're going to need to learn about SEO, search engine optimization, here on YouTube. And basically what that means is you're going to need to learn how to tag your videos, how to do the descriptions well, how to make sure you're getting clickbaity titles that aren't actually clickbait, like SDA did with her Chank Got Fired video, because she was absolutely correct there. But people clicked on that video because they were like, oh, did TYT fire him? And no, but
no, but I didn't say they did. So like,
you did not. Real
that's
quick,
kind of like what I did with the SDA and some black guys.
Yes,
I was like, there's going to be people who don't see this, and they're going to be like, some black guy, and I'm going to be like, I didn't say that though.
Lady Monkey just walked by smiling at me in a cryptic way. I love you, baby. What'd I miss? I feel like I missed something. Okay, real quick, I want to get these super chats out of the way. Kitty Stalker, thank you so much. Money for ramen. Oh, you know the secret to my heart. I love ramen. Inedible trout. My friend says to me, what rhymes with orange? I said, no, it doesn't. Oh, I love you guys. And England DG says, volume of content and schedule is fine, but use playlists to organize your content. It is a PETA. What is PETA? Pain in the ass. To binge someone who has multiple types of videos, commentary, history, etc., but you can't binge on the style you like. Yeah, playlists are amazing.
Like your friend.
If you guys don't know what vidIQ is, I definitely recommend looking into it and getting the browser extension. It'll help you with your search engine optimization. And one of the things that it shows you when you're uploading your videos, it makes you put it into a playlist for one of the points that it gives you to show whether or not it's gonna, or that you've done the best you can. So,
Kara asked, so should your first video be about your upload schedule? Probably not, but you know, at the end of the video, it's like, share, subscribe. I upload videos every Wednesday. Here's my dog. I'm Jenna Marbles.
BG wants to know which team we're rooting for in the Super Bowl. Right now, with the teams that are still in there, I hope the Jags take it, but I think they're going to get knocked out this weekend. One thing, because I've done this a couple of times, because I do occasionally have problems with my uploading schedule due to the pains that I have. I try not to talk about that in my videos, but if I do want to give my audience an update, I do my video, and then I announce to everybody, if you came for the video, it's done. Thank you. For anybody else who cares, here's the personal update. I don't do it very often, but if you do have to do something like that, like you want to tell them about your uploading schedule or anything, do it at the end of the video. Cryptic, thank you. I went to the doctor today to get my prostate checked. He gave me the thumbs up. You want a doctor that uses his forefinger, not his thumb. Just a tip from the monkey. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to read through here. Make sure you guys put question marks on the end if you have questions. Somebody asked, twisting time? No, we're not doing that tonight. I don't know why she's still up. Kitty Stalker asked, what's my favorite flavor of ramen? Beef. I like beef ramen. It's pretty much the only one I eat. Hi, I'm Sneck says, I treat YouTube as a hobby, but I've already surpassed my goal for the year. I'd like to continue that, but I can only upload weekly. Any advice on freeing time to make more videos? It depends on your schedule. The only thing I can say is, I remember this from back when I was doing more writing, that a lot of people who want to write, they always go, how do you ever find the time to do that? And it really doesn't take that long to write. And it's actually kind of a insulting thing to say to writers, because it gives them it gives the impression that they have some magical free time that they really don't. That when they write their first book, you know, they're working 3 jobs. They just, every time they get a second to do it, that's what they do. They sit down, they plant their ass.
Yeah, for sure. How do you have time to write a book? Because I fucking wanted to, and I made time.
Yeah, the time thing, and with videos it's a little different, but time thing is often an excuse. If you have time to watch TV, if you have time to watch YouTube videos, that's all time you could have been making a video. So the only thing I can say is make the most of whatever free time you do have. Sinatra keeps asking how he can get 1,000 subs. Quit your channel and let it die for a while. For those of you who don't know,
is that Sinatra says?
Yeah, he's well over that mark. Is that her or me?
That was her.
You are roboting, dear.
Oh no, am I unroboty now?
Yeah,
you sound better now.
Okay. Well, I told Sinatra to go sit in the corner.
Oh. Annalyn says, what is your favorite brand of ramen? Whatever's on sale at Walmart. There's not a whole lot of difference between them, really.
I thought ramen was just ramen.
No, there's different kinds. My actual favorite kind, and it's only because it's what we always had as a kid, is Top Ramen.
Yes.
But it's hard to get here, so I've only seen it in stores like twice. No, we already talked about flavor. They said favorite brand. My wife just called me a boob because I read the question properly.
You're a boob.
Is YouTube still demonetizing all videos that aren't pro SJW? Brian, as far as I know, they're demonetizing everything that's not Logan Paul.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's like an SJW, not SJW thing. Like, it's kind of just, are you slightly, maybe, possibly not family friendly?
Well, there's even ones that, I mean, if you watch Mundane Matt's video on this that he put out today, he mentioned several videos that have nothing at all bad about them that got demonetized. Let's see. Did I have any other things here?
How's the Overwatch going, SDA? Oh. It's good. We played some comp today. And kind of just floated around, so it was aight.
Communist in Space asks if I saw Andy Dick's live meltdown on Twitch.
Oh,
Andy
yeah.
Dick is still around?
I saw that. That was insane. He was drunk and high and just live streaming for 45 minutes or something, and it was an exercise in insanity. It was really weird.
Oh, also, don't live stream drunk. It's a bad idea.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Thank you, Inedible Trout. People in Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but people in Abu Dhabi do.
Abu Dhabi do.
Abu Dhabi do. I get you. I see what you did.
I actually get that one.
One more thing I wanted to, this is a tip, and you will see this whether you're making a blog. Anytime you're trying to make a website big, this is a tip you'll get, and it sounds retarded. It really does. But they'll tell you to comment on other websites, or in this case, on other videos. And
yeah,
that might, it sounds a ridiculous thing to do, but none of you would be watching me right now if I hadn't commented on Bearing's video. That is fact. I made a comment on his video. He saw it and came to my channel and liked what he saw and gave me a little shout out for it. And he's done that a couple of times. You're not necessarily always going to get a shout out, but I do get a lot of traffic that I can absolutely attribute to a comment I made on somebody else's channel. Don't go over there and just spam bullshit. Hey, come check me out. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Make a comment that is relevant to the video. But yeah, commenting on people's videos and again on their Twitter posts, that works sometimes. Any social media interaction, do it. Interact is so important. Ranting Monkey, that's true. It's how I found your channel, to be honest. Yeah, I give Bearing all the credit in the world for helping me launch this channel. Jeremy wants to know what our high school mascots were. I'm not sure everybody wants to say that because it could dox them. Mine was I had one of them was a stallion. Do you think that as long as I choose a theme that I'm passionate about, I could still make a channel even if my voice is kind of meh?
Work on your voice. Don't make that an excuse. You can listen to yourself, and there are, videos that can help you with what to do. But the first thing you want to do is just enunciate and work on that. Listen to how you sound.
Have you listened to Drunken Uncle?
Yeah, even if people tell you sound like,
doesn't count.
Even if people tell you sound like Kermit the Frog, keep talking.
Yeah, most people don't like the sound of their own voice. I'm rare in the fact that I'm sexy as hell. But yeah, most people don't like the sound of their own voice. Just do it.
And just as a side note, just for my own personal programming note, this conversation has inspired me to make a playlist of all the videos that aren't already on their own playlists on my channel. So I just called it All the Other Videos. And I didn't know I had this many. I have 115 that aren't categorized just by themselves.
I have a problem categorizing mine, but one of the things I do is every video I upload gets uploaded to a playlist called All the Monkey. So all of them end up in a playlist in one way or another.
Yeah, I've sort of, it was by accident. It wasn't meaning to, like, when I did my first Curriculum of Fear video, that was just a catchy title I came up with for this school talk where they were discussing social justice initiatives and everything. And so I've conjured up a couple of repetitive series for myself that I put entries into now, which is kind of fun. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, one of the places that's really important is gaming channels. I watch a channel called Cage848. He does a lot of 7 Days to Die videos, but he also plays a ton of different games, and he puts each of them into a playlist based on that game.
Yes.
Makes it a lot easier to watch what you're trying to watch. Polly says my voice is meh, probably explains my low sub count. I take that as an insult because people say I sound like you, bitch.
I think you sounded like Medicare.
Why? Well, we both heard that too. So I've also heard that I sound like Black Pigeon Speaks, and that's the one that insults me because that's not true. I have nothing against
I don't
Black
really
Pigeon.
get told that I sound like anybody, honestly.
Guys, we have 12 minutes left. If there's anything we haven't covered, if you have a specific question about your channel, or if you just want to talk about anything else, now's the time. Throw it out there. Let's see. SDA, are you nervous about the upcoming Mercy nerf? Yes, she is.
No, I'm not.
Yes, she is.
What? Don't answer for me. Not really. I'm actually kind of excited about it because I think it'll force me to. There's some times where I'm like, that was fucking sloppy as hell, and I think it will force me to just get better as a player as far as game sense goes.
She's worried.
No, she's not.
Let's see. What else do we have? Polly says, wow, that escalated quickly. You know I love you.
Oh, geez. Oh, my God. By doing that, by adding all those videos to my playlist, I didn't know it did this. I just tweeted out 115 tweets showing all the videos I added to the playlist.
Yeah. Here's
shit. I didn't mean to do that, guys.
Here's a tip for you guys. If you're about to upload or put everything on a list, go into your settings and uncheck where it will do that.
I have just spammed everybody. I am so sorry, guys. I don't think I can take it back either, can I?
Won't it be great, though, if you get like 2,000 subscribers.
Oh no.
What you need to
That's
do,
funny as fuck, dude.
go onto Twitter and say, sorry about that, guys. I think I was it. I think I Rate Bear did that the first time he did it. And yeah, he just spammed the shit out of everybody. Johnny Bravo, thank you so much. Add me Jabronis Disco Night hashtag 1931.
Is that me? Or
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
who are we talking to, Johnny?
The spamming scribe attacks.
I should just go in and delete all those. I'm gonna delete them all. That's so.
Dude, that's gonna take you forever.
I don't care. I feel so shitty right now doing that.
Next scribe video. I'm a dick. Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna zap them all. Won't take me that long.
Another thing to do for some exposure, and this does take a little bit of confidence. Join streams that you're invited to.
Yeah, that too.
If I tweet you the link to my YouTube gaming channel, would you take a look at it, please? Sure, Anthony. Go ahead and tweet it to me. I'll take a look. Oh, that is Discord. Jabronis, says Sanguine. Thank you so much for the donation there. Jabronis. Your boy Pat says, I stopped tagging people because last time I did that, it got cancerous. Yeah. When you're on Twitter, a lot of people don't like to just get randomly tagged.
Oh God, I hate it. Don't fucking mass tag me in anything. I will mute this shit out of your face.
When you get to a certain point, your Twitter is going to be hard to follow anyway. And then what happens is you get tagged in one of those and it just blows up your whole timeline and you can't follow anything. Personally,
what I do is if I catch it like right when it happens, I mute the conversation. Like, don't do that to me. Please don't stop tagging me and shit. I don't care.
Brian Sanders says,
added you, Johnny Bravo. Sorry.
No, it's fine. If I start a gaming channel, how do I record gameplay and synchronize it with a face cam? It depends on how you're doing it. If you're playing a game on your computer, you just go into OBS and you open up two different windows. You'll have one, your gameplay window, and another one will be your video capture window. And you just record there and it'll record them for you. If you're doing it, say you're playing a PS4 or something like that, you're going to need a video capture device. Once you have that, you then do it exactly the same way. It just depends whether or not you need the video capture device because of which system you're using. Let's see. What if I get invited to a Whitey stream? Have you ever heard the phrase "no press is bad press"? You jump on, you might,
unless you're Kevin Spacey.
Unless you're Kevin Spacey, yeah. What is your favorite healthy green vegetable, not salad?
Pickle Rick.
Shit. I really like celery. I don't know if it's good for me, but I really like it, and it's green. I like fresh spinach
salad.
Too.
I know I'm not supposed to like salad, but
Monkey, do you think you sound like liberal viewer because you do? I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. Monkey sounds like Monkey, and Monkey is great just the way he is.
I sound like fucking Monkey.
I love you just the way you are. No.
That was like a bastardized version of like 10 different songs.
Do any of you follow emo Kylo Ren on Twitter? It's funny as fuck. I don't, but I'll check it out.
I've seen some of his tweets. They're funny.
Brian says, what about specific games? How often can I keep people's interest with older games like PS2 old? It depends on you. This is where your personality comes through, or you have to have a specific hook for it. You can't just play old games. You might get a little bit of interest for that, but there's got to be something else for it that people are tuning in for.
I mean, like the Game Grumps, they can play what the fuck ever, and I'll watch all of it because I fucking love the Game Grumps.
Yeah, you can come to it like this is one of the hardest games from back then, or this is what's funny about it. You know, it just depends on what angle you're taking. It's not so much about the game unless you're jumping on like the hot new game. Ranting Monkey, you sound like an asshole because I am one.
And you're gonna punch him.
I'm gonna punch you in the butthole.
Punch that butthole.
Guys, we got 6 minutes left. Anything that you want? Scribe, do you play Magic the Gathering? Scribe?
Huh?
Do you play Magic the Gathering?
Oh, sorry. Things cut out there. No, I never have. Don't touch that shit.
I've tried. I just don't get it. I find it too luck-based.
I have friends who were like in college. I had friends who were Magic freaks and Warhammer 40K freakazoids, and they had all this stuff and they spent all this money. And the closest I ever got to card games like Magic was Decipher's Star Wars game, but I was using somebody else's deck, so I never had to spend any money. And then I did buy a whole bunch of Jihad cards for World of Darkness because I was a big vampire freakazoid. I only played like 2 or 3 games, but I got the cards really cheap, so it never really felt like a big investment.
Jack Cochran says, does anyone know a big-breasted hot chick? I have a trampoline, a video camera, and a dream. Jack, I love you. Brian asks, so would it help to crack jokes whenever I see an opening? I think so. I think humor is probably one of the best ways to entertain people. Why do corporations have to abide by Equal Rights Amendment, but not the First Amendment? The First Amendment specifically, it talks about Congress, actually. So, let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, Pat says he plays Yu-Gi-Oh! My kids used to play that too, but they've moved on to pretty much strictly Magic these days.
Yu-Gi-Oh! That reminds me of that Retarded Animal Babies cartoon. I'll have to find that and tweet that out.
People won't be able to find it because of all the other shit you tweeted out.
No, I know. I deleted all those tweets.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Rageaholic does retro gameplays that are nice. Again, a lot of it is personality. And that's one more thing I wanted to touch on, and we're coming to the end, so I'll do that real quick. Thank you, Inedible Trout, for the donation. You guys rock. We do, don't we? You guys are better, though.
You guys are cutting out like really bad, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say goodnight.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I don't robo SDA, but yeah, good night, guys.
Night. See you next time.
Bye.
You need to be honest with yourself about your content. I liked my first videos, but I knew there was more I could do. I knew my voice was very, very monotone. I have a very bad problem when I know I'm being recorded of just defaulting to that. So I made a conscious effort to keep trying to get better at that. And if you listen to my last video and then go back and listen to my first video, you'll be like, holy shit, he sucked. I leave them up there specifically for things like this. So you can go back and go, yeah, he changed a lot. You just have to be honest about your stuff. If a joke didn't work or something, that doesn't mean take all criticism to heart. There's going to be a lot of people who hate you because it's the internet. But be honest, take a critical look at what you're doing and see if there's something you can do better.
It especially helps if you have absolutely no ability to give yourself any credit.
Yeah, you don't want to be overly critical.
Oh, sorry.
One of the things that I have going for me, and you're not supposed to say things like that. I'm funny, and I've known this since I was very little. So even when I was monotone, I got in a lot of nice jokes that made people laugh. And if you listen to them, I go back and listen to them like, yeah, that is funny, but I could have delivered that so much better.
Yeah, my sort of dry-ish sarcastic wit, such as it is from my father, and some of that comes through on my videos much more now than maybe in the early ones. But yeah.
Yeah, always be willing to grow and learn. Grizzly says, I'm going to watch your old videos now. You should. They are bad. They are very bad. Let's see. Jack says, I don't know how I can improve on the perfection on my laundry. You know what you need? You need boobies.
Now, what you need is to have something creepy in the reflection of the laundry, like the tumbler window on your dryer.
Oh yeah.
So you get like little secret messages or something people have to like detect and like make a whole meme out of it. Like, I don't know, start telling a story just in the reflection. If you can do that, you'll turn viral real quick.
Yeah, and again, all of this is everything that we've talked about here. The most important thing is you need to look at whether this is a hobby or a job for you. If you want it to be a job, you got to be serious with it. A lot of things that if you're just making videos to entertain yourself and your friends, you can ignore a lot of it because you're just doing it for fun. But if you do want to get into monetization, there are things you should probably do. And I hope this helped. If you guys do have questions, you can hit me up on Twitter and ask me, and I will do my best to answer anything I can.
Me too.
You can also throw comments in the comment section of this video, and I'll answer there as well. Scribbles, anything you wanted to add?
Whatever you do, just make sure you're having fun. Because if you're not having fun, it's certainly not worth it.
Indeed. Chat, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thanks for the donations tonight. Thank you for showing up night after night. You guys are awesome. I love you for it. Scribbles, a pleasure as always. Everyone, your life makes me sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.